Welcome back to another class on Evean Hazaer Halacha series. We are continuing in Siman Aleph, Halacha Yud. We're going to start off with the Bash because there's no Chama in this piece. Today the Bash is going to go on and explain to us what was the reason that Rabbeinu Gershom made a CHEREM on a man not to have two wives. So in Ot Chav Aleph in the Bash, he says, Rabbeinu Gershom hichrim v'chulu. Rabbeinu Gershom made a CHEREM, etc. Hatam, the reason why Rabbeinu Gershom instituted or enacted the CHEREM, Mevur behagaot Mordechai, the Ketubot Siman Reish Tzadik Aleph. It's brought down in the Mordechai, the Mishum Ketatati Ken, Velo Mishum Derat the Isura. Rabbeinu Gershom instituted the CHEREM. He instituted because of quarrel, because of fighting, because of arguing. Rabbeinu Gershom said, the reason why I made a CHEREM, that a guy shouldn't have more than one wife, he says, I was afraid that if I'm going to allow a guy to have two wives, there's going to be machloket in the house. And machloket is not a good thing. Maybe the first wife is going to fight with the second wife. Maybe the first wife is going to fight with the husband, or the second wife is going to fight with the husband, or maybe they're going to fight amongst each other. The fact that whenever you have, how they say, wherever you have 10 chefs in one kitchen, it doesn't go. It's one chef and everybody else is just the workers. Same concept over here. It's one wife, one woman, one husband, so they can love each other, respect each other, appreciate each other. Imagine the first wife doesn't do something nice, he turns to the second wife. He's not happy with her. He goes to the first wife. So Rabbeinu Gershom, he didn't want this whole back and forth. You're with one wife, you live with one wife, you learn to respect her, you learn to understand her, you learn to be there for her, and so on and so forth. So that's why Rabbeinu Gershom, the reason why Rabbeinu Gershom with the head, that Mordechai is telling us, the reason why he made the CHEREM is because of arguments. He didn't want them to argue. That is the whole reason. However, he said, but not because they might have been a trace of prohibition by him marrying a second woman. By him marrying a second woman. Meaning to say, don't think the reason why Rabbeinu Gershom is saying like this. This is the way the Mordechai is explaining Rabbeinu Gershom's understanding. He's saying like this. Don't think the reason why I made the CHEREM from marrying a second wife is because there might be a trace of Isser involved. A trace of prohibition. No, there's nothing involved. You're allowed to marry another wife according to the Torah, like Yaakov had 4 wives. It's not a problem. 100% you're allowed to marry. There's no prohibition of marrying another woman. The reason why I went ahead and I told you you can't marry another wife is not because maybe it's asur. No. It's because, like I said before, we were afraid you were going to quarrel with her. You were going to argue with her, or with each other. That's what Rabbeinu Gershom, to keep peace in the house, he said you can't marry a second woman. I want to explain to you the concept of dirarat di isura, which literally means chashash di isura, that there's a concern of a prohibition. Now, I'm going to give you like this. In Shulchan Aruch, in the Yoreh edition, I can't recall the Siman now, but over there it says that one is not allowed to have a meal with a goy. You can eat with a goy, you can drink with a goy, you can be married with a goy. These parties that people make today, the Christmas parties, or the New Year's parties, maybe I should have said Xmas. I one time said Christmas, my children said, don't say Christmas. Okay, they're right, I should have said Xmas. But these corporate parties that people make, where they sit down and they eat and they drink, or it doesn't matter, they're getting together, according to Halacha, it's a big no-no. Why? Why didn't the Chachamim want us to go ahead and eat from a goy, drink with a goy, be married with a goy? Why? For one simple reason. If now you have 2 neighbors living in one block, now Reuven, let's say, goes to Jose, for example, every day they're by him, he's by them. Let's say they're eating even kosher food. I'm not even speaking about that, they're going to eat not kosher food. Let's say Jose orders from takeout, kosher food, whatever it is. Like they did today. They do corporate parties. They order kosher food because you also have over there Jewish people. So let's say Jose and the Jewish neighbor, they're always back and forth, coming, going, coming, going. Shabbat by me, New Year's by you, Xmas by me, Hanukkah by you. What's going to be the problem? The problem is Jose might have children and the Jewish guy might have children. And what are we afraid of? We're afraid that there might be a big problem. What's the problem? That if once the children see that you're very friendly with them, now the children are going to become friendly with their children. So now if you have a daughter and he has a boy, they're going to become friendly. Now what's the problem? What's going to happen? They might assimilate. They can get married together. That, Rabotai, is what we are afraid, we're concerned that maybe an Easter is going to come out of it. That's what we tell you. Don't eat, don't drink, don't be merry with non-Jews. That's the reason, Rabotai, when they make all these corporate parties, I'm not going to tell you the way they make it with all the immodesty and everything, which is a very big no-no. Because remember, you're not only doing it for them, there are also Jewish people there that also work there. So every owner, every CEO, whatever it is, every employer must know that whenever they make these parties, they have to first consult their local rabbi to see how they can go about it. It is not a joke, Rabotai. Many cases where, Rabotai, I don't want to say it live, I don't want to say it on the recording, but unfortunately many cases where men met their wives, meaning Jewish men met non-Jewish women, or Jewish women met non-Jewish men in parties. And that's how everything begins. You build a connection, you build a relationship. Can I have your phone number? Can you have my phone number? Before you know it, somehow you have a child with her, and then you want to get married to her. Rabotai, the assimilation rate is very high. The Chachamim, when they tell us something, it's not for us to sit there and understand, wait, no, maybe I don't have kids. Maybe my kids don't even see that guy. Who said I'm going to assimilate? Baba, Rabotai, we don't make this kind of distinctions. If the Chachamim said no, it's no. Chachamim said yes, it's yes. In any event, that's Rabotai what means Derara Disur. That's a chashash of a prohibition. Just giving you a small example from there to here to explain like this. When Rabbeinu Gershom went ahead and he made the CHEREM, it was not because there might have been a trace of a prohibition of marrying a second wife. There's nothing there about that. He's allowed to marry a second wife from the Torah. He can marry a third wife from the Torah. It's not because there might be a prohibition involved. The reason why Rabbeinu Gershom made it asur was because of kitata. And look how strong it is, Rabotai. Look how strong machlok it is. He doesn't allow you to take a second wife only because of machloket. Not because you might do Easter or something prohibited. No, because of ketata, because of quarrel, because of machloket. Look how important it is to keep shalom bayit in the house. Anyway, let's continue. V'katav b'darkei Moshe. And the Darkei Moshe wrote, Nafka mina mizeh. The Darkei Moshe says, do you know what's going to be the practical difference from this? Right? You're asking a question right now to yourself. One second, I don't get it. Okay, good. He made it because of katata. And I'm asking you the other way. And had he made it because of chashash the isur, had he made it because it would have been a sur, what, is there going to be any difference? Would there have been any difference? Bottom line is, can Reuven marry another wife? No. Reuven's married to Leah. Can he marry Rachel? No. So why do I care that you're giving the reason now? Oh, do you know why you can marry Rachel? It's because of quarrel. Yeah, let me ask you a question. And the reason you wouldn't be able to marry Rachel is because of a prohibition. Does that change anything? Bottom line is, you can get married to her. So what do I care for the reason? There is a very big difference. So the Darkei Moshe is the V'katav Darkei Moshe. The Bash brings down the Darkei Moshe, which is brought down in the Torah. Nafka minim is that. Do you know what's going to be the practical difference in this? Do you know why it was so important for us to know this halacha? That the reason why Rabbeinu Gershom made excommunication, why he enacted the CHEREM, it was only because of quarrel. This would be the practical difference. Heicha de'ika pulguta betakanta. Wherever there's going to be a machloket in the institution, meaning Are we going to follow Rabbeinu? Does the CHEREM of Rabbeinu Gershom apply in this case, or it doesn't apply? That's why we needed to know the reason. I will explain myself a little bit more clearer. Rabotai, let's do this carefully. If you guys remember, we saw in the Shulchan Aruch, the Shulchan Aruch said that the CHEREM of Rabbeinu Gershom does not apply by Yivamah, and it does not apply by an Arusa. But we did see that the Ramah brought down that no, it even applies by a Yivamah and even applies by a Arusa. Then we show another case. So you see there's a machlokit. Does it apply by a Yivamah or does it not apply by a Yivamah? Does it apply by an Arusa or does it not apply by an Arusa? It's a machlokit. Does the CHEREM Rabbeinu Gershom apply, yes or no? So he's telling me wherever there is a machlokit, we'll see right now, you can go ahead and be lenient and marry a second wife. You can go like the lenient opinions. Why? Because there's no prohibition involved. It's only because of quarrel. Oh, it's only because of quarrel. You can be lenient like the ones that say that the CHEREM of Rabbeinu Gershom was never applicable in this case. Another case, we spoke about in the Ramah. What happens if a person is with his wife 10 years and they can't have children? So we said that the CHEREM of Rabbeinu Gershom does not apply on Dichui Mitzvah. Since a mitzvah is being pushed away, the mitzvah pruruv is being pushed away, the CHEREM of Rabbeinu Gershom does not apply. If it doesn't apply, that means he can go ahead and take a second wife. Came the Ramah, what do you mean doesn't apply? Of course it applies. Even in a place where the mitzvah is being pushed away of having more children, even over there, the CHEREM of Rabbeinu Gershom applies. Again, you have a machlokit. Does the CHEREM of Rabbeinu Gershom apply or does it not apply? Since it's because of kitata, the reason why he instituted CHEREM is because of quarrel, you can go ahead and be lenient and say it does not apply. These kind of cases, wherever there's going to be machlokit, does the CHEREM of Rabbeinu Gershom, does it apply in this case? And someone will want to say, no, it doesn't apply? Good. You can go with the opinions that say it doesn't apply, and then go ahead and get married. Why? Because it's only, the reason why Rabbeinu Gershom instituted the CHEREM was only because of quarrel. Had it been because of the Isser, I don't care what the reason would have been. If it's Asur, it's Asur. You say yes, let's say you would say it's applicable over here. It's not applicable, now it wouldn't matter. Since there's an Isser involved, a prohibition involved, whether you're going to tell me now the CHEREM of Rabbeinu Gershom is applicable in this case or it's not applicable, doesn't matter. Since there would have been an Isser, you were never allowed to get married to another wife. That's why it's very important to know the reason of why the Rabbeinu Gershom, why did he make this takana of CHEREM on the guy. So one more time. The Darkei Moshe wrote, Nafka, meaning we said the practical difference from this is going to be Heicha di'ika pulguta betakanta. Wherever there's a machlokit in the institution of Rabbeinu Gershom's CHEREM on each case individually. Hamikel lo hifsid. One wants to be lenient and go like the opinions that hold that the takan of Rabbeinu Gershom was not applicable to that case. He's allowed to be lenient and he doesn't lose nothing. He's allowed to marry another wife on top of his original wife because the CHEREM of Rabbeinu Gershom was not applicable there, and it's only because of quarrel and there's no Isur involved. You're allowed to marry a second wife. Kevin deleke chashas Isur, since there's no concern of Isur being done by having a second wife. Gam Katav, also the Darkei Moshe wrote over there, if you look into the tour, he also wrote over there, Achshav, now, Acher Elef Chamishi, after the 5,000th year, Kvar Kalazman, the time already has finished, meaning to say Rabbeinu Gershom's CHEREM has expired. So you have another reason why you can be lenient. Umikam ve'elach, and from here and on, Eino ela minhag. It's only a custom. Shinahagu lahachmir, that people behaved to be stringent in that custom. Ve'ein atar rashay lahatir bifnehem, and you're not allowed to go ahead and permit before them. You cannot go ahead now and permit the CHEREM of Rabbeinu Gershom. Lachen, therefore, b'makom sfeika, in a place where we have a suffix, like the cases we brought down, if some are going to say that the CHEREM applies in this case, and others are going to say the cherem doesn't apply in this case. Since it's a suffix, does it apply? Does it not apply? Ma'amadim al din Torah, we're going to establish it. We're going to place the halacha back on its original Torah law that you're allowed to go ahead and get married to a second wife. So Rabotai, one more time. Gam Katav, he also wrote, Achshav Achad Elv Chamishi Kvar Kalazman, after the 5,000th year, already the time has finished, the cherem of Rabbeinu Gershom has expired. From here on, it's only a custom that the people took upon themselves to be stringent. You're not allowed to go ahead and allow the cherem of Rabbeinu Gershom before them, because they accepted it upon themselves like a stringency. Therefore, so therefore, whenever we have a suffix, ma'amadim al din Torah, wherever we're going to have a suffix, if the cherem of Rabbeinu Gershom is applicable or not, we're going to establish the law back on the Torah law, which allows you to go ahead and marry another woman, a second wife. Rabotai, with this we're going to conclude, but we saw over here a very important concept. The Bash brought down to Mordechai, the whole reason why the cherem of Rabbeinu Gershom was enacted was only because of ketata, was only because of quarrel. Have a great day. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen. Amen.